Good afternoon from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Wednesday, February the 3rd market update. On the economic front, the monthly ADP employment report showed 22,000 private sector jobs lost in January. The weekly petroleum status report showed a build of 2.3 million barrels compared to a drawdown of 3.9 million the prior week. And then the ISM non-manufacturing index came in at 50.5 for January compared to 49.8 in December. On deck for tomorrow, we have the weekly jobless claims, the productivity and cost, and the nat gas report. We did have earnings from Cisco and Visa after the close. They both beat estimates and both are currently up in after hours trading. The dollar was up today. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were all down. Take a look at the UUP, the dollar ETF. So we came up here. There's some resistance up here near this 2350. We came down and now we're back for it. So it's here. We'll have to just see if does it stop here and roll over, or does it go up and retest, break out. So we're kind of waiting on the dollar here. The dollar seems to move the market. Whenever the dollar moves up, the market goes down. When the dollar goes down, the market seems to go up. So we're still playing that game on most days, at least. Sometimes we have one-off days that they'll move together, but it's pretty rare. So let's see, the light sweet crude futures, they were down a whole 25 cents to settle at $76.98 a barrel. Take a look at the West Texas Intermediate Crude point and figure chart. So we're right here. So we haven't moved much. We're basically in the middle of this, where we've, this range from the 83 to the 70 that we've been moving in. Let's go over and take a look at the Dow. So the Dow closed down 26 points to 10,270. The S&P closed down 6 points to 1,097. The Nasdaq was pretty much flat at 2,190, and the Russell closed down 3 points to 610. The Nasdaq closed positive. It was up 0.04%. The S&P and the Russell were tied for the weakest. They were both down 0.55%. So taking a look at the Dow, we've got that resistance area up here at this 10,300 right there. MACD still turning up, and we mostly, after these two big up days, we do really chop kind of sideways, really for the most part, which is, still pretty bullish. So I mean, I don't really see any signs right now. It's telling me we're going up or down short term. We're just kind of, we're doing okay. We got the 1,103, 105-ish area here as resistance. Again, MACD's turned up here. Again, we're waiting and watching. And if you do look at let's do like 30 minutes, 60 minutes, something like that. So this goes back to like January the 26th. So it looks like, we could be putting in a little base here, a little bit of a basing pattern. So we'll keep an eye on that to see if that's how that works out. But probably depend a lot on the dollar, and also the market may kind of chop sideways possibly for the next couple of days, waiting on Friday, the employment situation report that comes out with the non-farm payroll information. So that's another possibility. Let's look at the XLF. We're still above the 14. Banks were a little bit weaker today. Goldman Sachs has hit a resistance area around this 158, 160 area. See it pull back a little bit today, but still held up pretty well. So it's looking all right. Let's look at the VIX. So the VIX really didn't go much of anywhere. It was up just a little bit today, 0.56%, but still right here, and really not a big change in the VIX. There wasn't really much going on in the market today. Mostly chopping around. Gold, still has this resistance area, this 110. And, with the dollar up a little bit today, it obviously wasn't going to break out above it probably. Silver looks definitely weaker. It's got resistance around this 1650 right now on silver, SLV. Look at the sectors. Only 2 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The internet index was the leader, up 1.77%. The bank index was the weakest, down 2.35%. So those look at how we finished out on the sectors. Over to chart watch. Again, most of these are the same charts. There's still kind of really waiting for better setups and also waiting, for the market here to kind of make a move and make a decision where we're going. Cabot CBT looks pretty good. I like it how it broke out here. It's I think it's like chemical manufacturing or something, and it's had a lot of volume coming in of late, so it looks pretty good. EQT, it's another one that had this ascending type triangle. Had a lot of volume here. Now it's just kind of sitting there consolidating there, so it's looking good. RIM had a nice break higher today with quite a bit of volume, so RIM looks good. Solar International, tons and tons of volume today. Big gap higher on earnings, so you might watch this. Great buy point, especially if you get around this 6.625. So keep your eye on that one. And then the ones we've been watching, Teva still holding up pretty well. It's got that resistance level there, but it seems like it wants to break higher. Still keep an eye on this Morgan Stanley. The banks were weaker today, but it still looks like this falling wedge, which is typically a bullish pattern if it breaks out to the upside here. And WNC, still like this one. It's still holding that. You got kind of a support area there. Still holding on okay. Talked about shorting this one. It looked like it was resistance with the MACDs turning down, and it did. So it's headed lower, at least for now. MTL, it didn't do anything. It's just sitting there. It's got, right now, I guess it's got that 2250-ish area as kind of a resistance, but if the market moves higher, it will go with it typically. McDonald's, nice breakout today. Got a target about 68 on McDonald's. Win, still hanging out there, still within that big bullish candle, and so Win's still looking all right. Grand Canyon Education, still looking good. CPLA, I still like this one as a short up near that trend line. Genworth Financial, pulled back today because the financials were weaker, but it still looks pretty good, especially if you could get it back down here near a support area. KWK went a little higher today. Quicksilver's looking pretty good. Baird still hanging out right here, not going anywhere. It's just trying to rest after this big gap on earnings. Dollar Tree still looking good. It's got resistance up there just above that probably here's high 52.20 probably. Still like this miner. It's got resistance right there, but it just, like I said, watch the dollar. If the dollar gets weaker, this miner will break right through that 55. Nova Gold, still like it. Basically, indecision today. Buyers and sellers battling and getting nowhere. Align, resting. It actually did. It went lower today from the gap, but it did actually hold. It closed above, so I still think it looks all right. And Amgen still hanging out there again. Some sideways consolidation would be good, or if you could get out in here, it'd be even better. ANF short, I like this one for a short. It was moving down pretty good today, and then it started popping back up. So, and then this Texas Roadhouse talked about yesterday. I still like it, especially around that 1175 area. Let's go over and take a look at the current market signals. And we follow the point figure charts for the Dow, Nasdaq, S&P. Of course, the Dow and Nasdaq are still on a sell, and S&P are on a buy. And really, there's no changes in the charts at all today because we basically went sideways. So that's really it for today. So thanks for joining me, and remember to always invest sharp.